Hi, my name is Casey Phelan, and today for Mrs. Colella's immigration final project, I will be interviewing.
Leo.
All right, first question. How old were you when you moved to the US and where did you move from?
So I moved to the US when I was 3 from northern France.
Just out of curiosity, what town or city did you move from?
So I moved from a town, well, I moved from a city called Amiens, which is a relatively big city, but I lived at a town called Montdidier, which is a much smaller type of town.
All right, next question. How did immigrating to America as a young kid affect you?
It affected me a lot actually because coming to the US, even at such a young age, I didn't know much of either language, and I was trying to figure out everything in life. And so, even when I was in pre-K all the way to second grade, I was going to both public school for English, as well as a second school for French. So it was definitely a challenge, but it was good.
I know you sort of just answered this question, but I was wondering if it was shorter or longer, and how long did it take to adjust to your new home?
Well, it took a while actually because we were moving from house to house. So we were just renting out houses, um, and my parents' jobs were actually like paying for most of it because it was quite difficult getting on our feet coming to a new country. But I'd say it took about 4 years ish for us to get nice and planted.
So, did just your mom or like your dad live in France and one of them had to move from the US to France? Or did both of them live at France in France for all their life?
So my entire family were all completely French. Um, no one's moved as far as I know. The blood's pure.
I know you had a hard time adjusting to moving to the US, but did you see your family having a hard time or was it easier than expected?
Yes. Being at a young age, I found that because I was learning, even though I was learning both languages at once, um, I found to come to not have much of an accent in either language. While both of my parents, they usually have pretty rough accents. Um, but I mean, other than that, just at the beginning, there was just that language barrier. But other than that, it wasn't too difficult.
Once you got to America, did you find any new activities that you could only do in the US? Or were there things that you could only do back at home in France?
Honestly, not particularly. I did find some fun when I was younger in activities that are much more popular and common in America, like gymnastics and baseball, as well as I did find out I was a part of a BSA, which is exclusively American, but that was a pretty neat experience.
Yeah, that's really cool. Um, when you moved to the US, do you know if you were able to bring everything you had to America?
It was hard. I know for a fact we had to sell a lot of stuff. Um, and I mean, just mainly the thing we just couldn't bring with us is family. So
This one's more of a random question, but if you were ever given the opportunity to move back to France, would you?
honestly, I'd say no. Um, my mother would disagree, but uh, I really like it here, and honestly, I don't see myself moving back.
I know you already touched on this, but how much did of your family stayed in France? I know you said it was just your family, but I was curious if you have any relatives here that you know of.
No, not that I know of. Actually, no,
Yeah, I assume so. I was just curious.
not a problem.
All right, next question. So, is there anything that Americans do that would be considered out of the ordinary in back at France, or vice versa?
Really, just customs. Customs is mainly just the big thing where you just got a cultural divide because here it's just so many customs intertwined, while back in France it's just, I mean, it's really just French culture, I guess. It's quite different.
I'm curious, how do you incorporate your culture into life now in America?
Um, well, I usually tend to speak with my family mostly only in French, and even my parents at home. Um, Other than that, we still celebrate some French traditions and holidays that you don't participate in America, but yeah, nothing too special.
So to touch back up on the traveling topic, how did you travel to America? Like by plane or like boat?
Well, I mean, we surely didn't drive. Um, we came by plane while all of our belongings came by boat.
Oh, okay. So
Yes,
you guys had a relatively short trip.
yes, we did.
So again with the travel topic, were there any setbacks like with the shipping? I know you guys said you were on a plane, but they can delay shipping, either minor or major setbacks that you guys experienced.
There was mainly just delays with the shipping across the water, but other than that, nothing I can really remember.
All right, that was actually all the questions I had for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.